Now let's try to do this one even faster. It is going to be the same thing but different symbols. For sine, it is still sine, okay? We are just still discussing the sine. 3x plus 15 pi. A little bit different. I'm going to do very fast, okay? I'm even going to take a faster pen so I can write it faster. It's not going to be fancy. I'm going to try to make as fast as I can. This is going to be the amplitude. So the amplitude is going to be multiplied by 4. This is going to be the period, and the period is going to be divided by 3. If you are not understanding this, please go back, okay, one video, page 2, and then we're going to understand better. Now 15 pi, well, we know we are working with sine of x, and the sine of x has a period of 2 pi, meaning every 2 pi it is the same thing, okay? Every 2 pi the phase shift lands in the same roots, okay? So it's not going to alter anything in the charting, okay? The chart is going to be the same. And let's write what is 15 pi. 15 pi, it is just what? 14 pi plus pi. What I mean is this. I don't care about this 14, okay? It doesn't matter this, because this not will not change the chart, okay? Because it is a multiple of 2 pi. What only interests me, it is going to be this pi in here. So our phase shift to be considered initially, okay, phase shift, it is just going to be pi, okay? But negative pi, okay, it is always the opposite of this one. So it's going to be negative. If we have a plus, we have a negative in here. Okay, what is the next thing we have to consider? I have decided to make one change, okay? Let's play even more with this. Let's put a negative in here. Why not? Let's do everything differently. Because it is those things that we forgot at the exam, okay? Those tiny things that we said, okay, I forgot that it was a minus. Okay, let's draw a chart. It's going to be a very crude chart, okay? I'm not interested about... Okay? Something like that. In here is going to be 1. In here is going to be a negative 1. We also need this guy in here, which is 0. Okay? And we also need this. This is going to be pi. Okay? That's what we need. Okay, now we're going to need to check this one. Our phase shift this is, but our real phase shift, it is going to be minus pi over 3, okay? And it's very important to acknowledge this. Why? Because it is this guy in here, okay? Okay, because of that. Okay, now, what we have? Well, this is 0. In here is going to be what? Let's translate, okay, this guy, pi, I mean, to the left, right? We're going to return pi over 3. So it's going to be 0 plus the shift. But the shift is going to be negative. So this point in here, it is going to be minus pi over 3. So if that point initially was in here, but now we're going to return minus pi over 3. Okay? If this is pi, let's make it like this. Now, I'm not going to make in the same, okay, scale, because look, I have to stretch 4 times. It's going to be terrible, okay? I'm going to make just in here minus pi over 3. So that point is going to be this one, and we know that this is going to be a root, okay? Okay, those are the roots. Now, next one. This length is pi, but everything is divided by 3. So our new length, it is just going to be pi over 3. Okay? So this is going to be the first root. Okay? Then this is going to be our next root, because I'm just going to add, okay, pi over 3. Every pi over 3, we are going to have a root, pi over 3. And again, and again, and again, and again, and so on. So another pi over 3, another pi over 3, okay? I'm just adding those intervals, okay? And every interval, it is going to be pi over 3. Okay, I'm just adding all those. So every single one of those is going to be a root, okay? Now, I'm not going to make, okay, my length over here, okay, because I was supposed to stretch 4 times. I'm not going to do it because, not in scale at least, because it is going to be a mess, okay? It's going to be too huge, our chart. It's going to be like this, okay? It's more than enough. And I know that this is going to be 4, and this is going to be negative 4 because of that, okay? Now, next step. Now pay attention. That 0, now it is this one, okay? We cannot lose track of what we are doing. That number, that point, it is this one, okay? It is this one. Let me see how we can do it, okay? That one, it is this one in here. Now, well, initially, from this point, we were supposed to go upwards. Oh, this pen is going to be too thick. I'm going to use just this ordinary one. Now, initially, we were supposed to go upwards. Yes, if we have a positive sign. But now, we have a negative signal in here. So, instead of going up, I am going down, okay? Because this is negative. Okay? So I'm going down. This is another point. This I'm going up. Well, you can see that the chart is done, right? Okay. Okay, now I just have to connect things. Always pass through those roots. It's very simple. But you can't just lose track of what we are doing and why we are doing it. Okay, now again, let's see. The period was initially, what was the period in here? 2 pi. In here, the period should be 2 pi over 3, right? We are dividing by 3 everything. Now, let's take an example in here. Let's start in this point. Positive, negative, stop, because now we're going into another cycle. You see, 2 pi over 3. It's true. The period, it is indeed divided by 3. Okay? Very short. We did in 8 minutes. So, key points to understand. Once you get the equation, please understand the signal. Okay? If it is negative, we're going to reverse everything. But this is going to be in the last minute. But just take attention to that. Now, amplitude, 4 times big in here. Instead of 1 is 4. The period, that number means we are going to divide everything on the x-axis by 3. Everything, inclusive the phase shift. This is a phase shift. Well, it doesn't matter if it is 41 pi. 41 pi, it just means we're going to have a shift of pi, okay? If it's positive, the phase shift is going to be negative. If it's negative, the phase shift is going to be positive, okay? So, because it's 15, it doesn't matter, okay? It means that we are always interested in odd numbers in here, okay? In this case, a phase shift of 2 pi, 4 pi, 6 pi, 10 pi, 100 pi, it means nothing, okay? I mean, it means, but the chart it is going to be the same thing. It is just like if we didn't have the phase shift, okay? So in this case, 15 pi for us only means it is a negative pi. Well, once we know the amplitude is going to be multiplied by 4, once you know the phase shift, which is divided by 3, why do we need that? Well, because the first thing, we have to account for the zero. How to draw the chart itself, okay? Now, to start drawing the chart, just take one point. I took this one, it's 0. Because we have a phase shift of minus pi over 3, I'm going to take that number and return pi over 3. So that number, it is this one. Okay? Now I just add, I just wanted to find the roots. Okay? And root by root in here, it is every pi in this chart. But for the next one, it is going to be pi divided by 3. Everything divided by 3. So if I have these points, if I just add pi over 3, which is just this new length in here, okay? So I'm just going to draw all my roots. Every pi over 3 I'm going to get a root. In the same way, every pi I am going to have a root in here. Well, once I have my roots, great. Now I just have to acknowledge and pay attention very carefully. This is our initial point, okay? Never lose track of that, okay? Never lose track of this. This is going to be my initial point, and it is also this one, okay? Why it's important? Because look, from our initial point I'm going up because I am positive, but now because I am negative I'm going down. That's it. Down, up, and you are done. Okay? Very simple. Well, simple once we know what we're doing, of course.